welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Devi Sundar, and in my channel, I talk about breath, mental health, and occupational well-being. Today, in this video, I'm going to dive into one of the most transformative yoga practices, Ashtanga Yoga. If you're new to yoga or exploring its deeper aspects, this video will give you a clear, step-by-step introduction to the basics. Alongside, we'll talk about the ancient roots of those yoga, including the breath control, pranayama, postures, its asanas, and the powerful philosophy behind yoga as outlined in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, written by Maharishi Patanjali. There are about 196 to 198 Yoga Sutras, and I will be quoting few of them in this video. Before I could go any further, if you have not already done, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified on my weekly content. Without any further ado, let's dive in. According to Moni Williams, the word potentially is a compound name from pata, which is means in Sanskrit the falling or flying. Anj means honor, celebrate, beautiful. Or Anjali means reverence, joining the palms of your hand. Patanjali believed that a person is composed of material, prakriti, and soul, purusha, and that the yoga was to bring about their separation. Hence, the yoga of Patanjali is a process of re-establishment of the soul in its absolute purity. I cited Sutra 1 to explain the importance of activities of yoga, where Sutra 1 talks about Tapa, Sattvaya, Ishvara, Pranidhani, Kriya Yoga. The activities of yoga are self-discipline, self-study, and dedication to the Lord. So, what is Ashtanga Yoga? Let's break it down. Ast means eight and Anga means limbs. So it's an eight-limb part of yoga as explained in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. It's not a style, but a philosophy for healthy life. These eight limbs guide us towards a healthier and a calmer mind and body, ultimately leading to self-realization, which can be related to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the self-actualization, the ultimate need, higher need, and human strives to reach. Now, I'm going to take you through the eight limbs of yoga. The first limb is yama, which talks about the ethical disciplines. And the second limb is niyama, which is the self-discipline. And the third limb is asana, which talks about the physical postures. Only three sutras out of the 195 or 198 sutras, only three sutras, yoga sutras, talks about the asana or the physical postures. And the fourth limb is pranayama, which is the breath control. And the fifth limb is pratyahara, which is the sense withdrawal from the external disturbing world. And the sixth limb is dharana, which is concentration. And the seventh limb is dhyana, which is meditation. And finally, the eighth limb is samadhi, the blissful absorption. TDK Deshikashari has actually commented on these eight limbs. Pranayama leads to this pratyahara, to see without the senses distracting or pulling the mind, and dharana, to see without the mind losing itself because of coloring or expectation. Dhyana rises out of this. It is a very intuitive commentary where it explains that breath is connected to your mind, and regulating your breath, you can regulate your mind. When you talk about the first limb, yama, has five sublimbs, which is ahimsa, non-violence, satya, that is truthfulness, asatya, non-stealing, brahmacharya, right use of energy, and aparikara, non-greed or non-hoarding. And again, the niyama, which is the second limb, has five sublimbs, which talks about the personal ethics, how one should behave to their self. Socha, that's cleanliness, santosha, that's contentment, tapas, that is discipline or burning desire, or conversely, burning of the desire. Swadhyaya, self-study or self-reflection, and study of spiritual texts. And Ishvara Paridhana, which is a surrender to a higher power. And third limb, asana, has three sublimbs, where asana, as I mentioned earlier, is spoken in only three Yoga Sutras out of the massive 195, 198 Yoga Sutras out there. So it talks about Shraddha, that is steady, Sukham, that is comfortable, and asana, that is the force. Now, in this video, as I mentioned earlier, going to have a strong focus on pranayama, that is the breathing practice. Everything that exists in the universe has prana or the life force, and it needs to be regulated or controlled, and that is the process named as yama. Prana is the bioelectricity, one of the fundamental forms of energy in the human body. It is the basis for the central bodily functions such as conduction of motor, autonomic, or sensory messages along the nerves, muscle contraction, and brain function. In yoga, breathing is an action that connects your body and mind. If you can control your breath, you can control your mind. A calm breath equals to a calm mind, which equals to a healthier quality life without illness or addictions. So you might think, does pranayama have evidence? Yes, I'm going to take you through the evidence of ancient roots of pranayama. And pranayama can be found in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a 700-verse ancient scripture, which is a part of the epic Mahabharata, and pranayama has been spoken extensively in this. As you can see on the screen, I've displayed the Bhagavad Gita Adhyay 4, verse 29 to 30. Still others offer as sacrifice the outgoing breath in the incoming breath, while some offer the incoming breath into the outgoing breath. Some arduously practice pranayama and restrain the incoming and outgoing breaths, purely observed in the regulation of life energy. Yet others curtail their food intake and offer the breath into the life energy as sacrifice. All these knowers of sacrifice are cleansed of the impurities as a result of such performances. So it talks about once you having a perfect posture in the pranayama posture, that is, talks about the having your spine in neutral and slowing down your movement of breath, breathing in and also exhaling is called the breath control that leads to an altered state of senses. Pranayama is also written by Swami Svatvatma in 15th century in the Sanskrit scripture Artha Yoga. Artha Pradipika, chapter 2, verse 2, has been cited here on the screen, which actually talks about when the breath wanders or is irregular, the mind is also unsteady. When the breath is steady, the mind is steady, which is so much reveals the truth that the breath is connected to our mind and our emotions are regulated by the way we breathe. Pranayama have many forms like Nadishodhana, Kapalpati, Brahmari, Bhakshrika, Surya Vedana, Chandra Vedana, and so many of them. But the basics of in pranayama consists of three parts. Puraka, which is breathing in, Kumbhaka, which is hold, and Rakshika, which is exhaling. So these are the three parts of in pranayama. So let's try this basics of the breathing. Sitting still with eyes closed, breathing in, which is Puraka, for 4 counts in your mind, holding for 6 counts, which is Kumbhaka, and breathing out slowly for 8 counts, which is Rakshaka. With your eyes closed, repeat this for a few rounds, and repeating this for a few cycles will help your breath to connect to your mind and dissolve those impure emotions, which we call as cognitive distortions in psychology, and help you to connect with your true sense and appreciate the power what your breathing can offer to regulate your bodily functions. So why am I talking about breathing in so many of my videos? And why am I talking today about yoga and the importance about the yoga? You might not realize it, but many of us, especially in this modern world, breathe very shallowly. Modern lifestyles often leave us only a fraction of our lung capacity. But when we take control of our breath through yoga, we're not only calming our mind, but also strengthening our lungs, improving the oxygen flow to the brain and the body, which in turn purifies every cell in our body, and it reduces agitation, anger, or stress, and reduces the cortisol levels, enhancing your emotional stability, feeling the inner world inside you very calm and connected to yourself. And ultimately improving your mental focus and physical health, improving your digestion and that gut brain axis, and finally giving you a good quality sleep. Now let's integrate the breath and posture. Start with simple asana, which is a posture for your meditation. Sit in a comfortable cross-legged position, keeping your spine straight and shoulders relaxed. Fix your gaze softly on one point in front of you or close your eyes. Connect your breath to your mind. As you inhale, feel the calmness entering in through your nose and filling in all parts of your lung, and then moving slowly into your body, into your nerves, into your brain, and the breath is empowering your whole body. As you're exhaling, releasing the tension, grabbing all that impure thoughts inside your mind and getting it out of your body, dumped out. When you're still breathing deeply and your mind is focused, a natural peace sets in. This is the first step to mastering your mind. In advanced Ashtanga Yoga, postures flow with breath. For instance, in sun salutation sequence, inhale as you lift your arms up, exhale as you fold forward, inhale as you lengthen your spine. In yoga, breathing is everything. It's the bridge between your busy mind and inner stillness. Whether you're just starting or looking to deepen your practice, begin by mastering your breath. When breath is calm, the mind follows. Ashtanga Yoga is massive and it requires patience and practice. So start with simple, small steps like breathing and becoming aware of your breath, making your postures right, and instilling that calmness inside you, and slowly moving into the forms of pranayama and advanced forms later on. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button and share with your friends and network. And don't forget to subscribe to get the weekly notification of my content. And share your thoughts in the comments box below. Until next time, stay curious, stay healthy. Signing off, Devi Sundar.